Dresses hanging in the wind tonight, silent witnesses to stories untold. Sisters, mothers, daughters out of sight, their voices echo, brave and bold. Every face upon the missing wall has a name, a dream, a beating heart. We won't let their memory fall. Each one precious from the start. They matter, every single soul. They matter, we won't let go. Stand up, speak out, don't turn away. Search for justice every day. They matter, and we'll never stop the fight. They matter, every single soul. They matter, we won't let go. Stand up, speak out, don't turn away. Search for justice every day. They matter, and we'll never stop the fight. Indigenous people, strong and free, women, men, and children too. Your lives have meaning, you belong. We hear your voices call. All lives matter in this sacred space. Every soul within our human race. True seekers, junkies, unite. We are family, we'll make this right. We will stand up and join the fight. Fight on! They matter, every single soul. They matter, we won't let go. Stand together, search as one, until every case is done. They matter, and love will light the way. Red dresses dancing in the light, reminding us to never give up the fight. We all matter, we all matter, we all matter. One human family, standing together. Red dresses dancing in the light, reminding us to never give up the fight. We all matter, we all matter, we all matter. One human family, standing together.
Live on the air, it's Trial Junkies United with your host, Z.
Doc, I appreciate it. Hey, everybody. Hey, we've got a new subscriber, US Patriotism USA. I see Rev. Chris G was the first in the chat. We have, of course, my marvelous mods, Irish Amy and Fala. And Sleuthy Sweetheart, thank you for coming. Matt Turner, good to see you. Curville's here. Yay, the party can begin. Tonight, no guests, just me and Doc, but that's okay. Can't have a guest every time, even though sometimes I'd like to. Lazy River made it. Yay. Okay, my lovelies, my greetings to my truth seekers and my justice warriors. I'm Z, the storyteller in the wilderness of injustice, and my ride or die Doc is riding shotgun as we navigate the darkness where the predators hunt and the system fails. Hey, you ready, Doc?
Always ready.
That's good to know. We like it when Doc's ready. Julie's guitar. So happy you made it, darling. So buckle up, you guys. The path ahead grows bumpy as we're going to lead you through another section of this nightmare they call our justice system. And today we're going to cover a case that really highlights the ongoing crisis of missing and murdered Indigenous women. This is the story of Freda Jane Knowshisgun, a 34-year-old mother of three from the Crow Nation in Montana, who vanished in 2016. For 9 years, her family has been searching for answers, fighting the jurisdictional challenges, and keeping her memory alive. And this is Freda's story. So we might ask, who is she? Well, she was born on March 14th of 1982. She grew up on the Crow Indian Reservation in Montana. She is a member of the Crow tribe, and also it is known as the Absaloka Nation. I think I said it right, you guys, but hey. Dandelioness, thank you for coming. So this is the tattoo she has on her back, and those 3 names are her children. Her family describes her as intelligent, funny, outgoing, and fearless. She was the kind of person who would give you the shirt off of her back without hesitation. Freda was a devoted mother to 3 kids, Lyrica, Trinity, and Mason. And their names, like we see, are tattooed on her shoulder blade. And that was really a testament to the depth of their meaning to her. Oh, Louise, welcome. So glad you made it, dear. So Freda was ambitious. She was hardworking. And on May 10th of 2013, she actually graduated Little Bighorn College with a degree in business administration and started taking online classes to continue her education. She worked at the Crow Tribal Administration and was known as someone who would drop everything to help family members in need. That's a good person to know. Her son, Lyrical, remembers feeling spoiled by his mother. She rarely said no to her children and worked hard to support them. The family went on trips together, including visits to Las Vegas for Freda's work, Mount Rushmore for a concert. They had birthday parties, were special events at water parks and pizza places with the entire extended family invited. Fishing trips were a family tradition. It sounds like a great family to me. But unfortunately, in 2014, around that time period, things kind of started to change for Freda. She was working at the Crow Tribal Administration, but as so many times we hear, she kind of started hanging out with the wrong crowd. And she started having some struggles with addiction, and it was becoming a problem. And during a traditional peyote ceremony, which is a Native American healing ritual at her sister's home, Freda openly discussed her addiction and asked her family for help in quitting once and for all. But the fight was brutal. And by 2014, her behavior had become more erratic. She started going out on weekends, telling the children she'd be home late, which often meant she wouldn't return until the next day. And she was spending time at the bars and drinking with friends instead of being home with her kids. Lyrical, despite being young, started noticing the changes in his mom. And he recalls a disturbing memory of seeing her use drugs during a family visit. And Freda lost a significant amount of weight and became more distant. And her personality shifted, which we know that's what happens when people start using. She seemed meaner and angrier, which is stark contrast to the loving mother they had grown up with. And this is a picture of her mom and her and the children on happier days. Eventually Freda did stop showing up to work, and she would disappear for days at a time. And then her mother, Barbara Stewart, had the children living with her during this time period. In the summer of 2016, after an argument with her mom about her addiction, she left and she stayed away for weeks. Um, and on October 16th of 2016, Freda visited her children and the family at the Crow Reservation, and she said that now this was the last time her family is actually going to see her. So it's October 16th, 2016. But she left that day, returning to the room where she was staying with a roommate. And a few days later, on October 18th, she spoke with Lyrical, and she told him that, um, with his mom on the phone, she told him, "I will come back for Halloween to take you kids trick or treating as a family." She asked him to wait for her and said she would be home soon. So you have to know he was excited, right? So this was the 18th that this happened. And he's being told by his mom she's coming back. She's going to take him trick or treating. Can you imagine? I'm sure he was excited. Now, according to the investigation, Freda traveled to Washington State. Now, likely they said she was with an African American male acquaintance, believed to be named Howie or Howard. There are some that thought it was Mike, but they said that the sources were incorrectly reported. It was Howie or Howard. Now, the family believes this person picked her up from Montana on the 18th and then may have dropped her off in Kennewick, Washington. Okay. Now, you can see how far away that's, over 400 and some miles. And so the Walmart she went into on October 18th, and this is a Tuesday night when she went in there. And this was the last time anybody heard from her, you guys. She was at a Walmart in Kennewick, Washington, 740 miles, I'm sorry, away from home. But her cell phone was not working correctly. So she asked the customer service person, "Can I use your phone to call a friend in Billings, Montana?" Because she was stranded. She didn't have enough money for gas to drive all the way back to the Crow Agency. And she had promised her children she was taking them trick or treating, and she was going to try and get there. So during this call, Freda asked if her friend would send her an online money transfer to help cover her travel expenses. The friend willingly, Dandelionish, you're right, there's always a Walmart involved. The friend willingly agreed and sent the money, okay? But there was a spelling mistake in Freda's last name on the first transfer. So she had to call her friend back and ask them to correct the spelling and send another money order. The friend fixed the mistake and sent the second transfer. Now, this process took 15 minutes. Now, her last name is Knowshisgun, and it's Knowshisgun.
Yes. Yep.
So you could see where it could kind of get misspelled incorrectly. So there's a 15-minute process between the first transfer and when she called and they got the second one. But this is where it gets weird, you guys, because after the corrected money order arrived, Freda wasn't anywhere at the customer service counter. She was nowhere to be seen. The store was closing for the night. So her friend tried to call Freda's phone to verify the money, but the phone wasn't even in service anymore. So the friend thought Freda would just pick up the money order the next morning at Walmart, right? I mean, that seems logical. Maybe she thought it was closing. She left, she'll be right in first thing in the morning.
You would think so.
It's logical. And so on October 19th, they're thinking, she's going to pick up her money order and she'll be coming home. And that was a Wednesday. She never picks up the money order. Okay, Sleuthy. She had me scared there. Okay. So she never picks up the money order. The missing persons report. When Freda doesn't come home for Halloween as promised on the 31st, which was a Monday, so that's 13 days. Her family was hoping she would make it back, but she doesn't. Okay, 13 days. Well, the family at first doesn't, jump to conclusions. But then her beloved aunt passed away, and the funeral was held on November 14th. So almost, a month since they last spoke with her. Freda's nowhere to be found. Now, in the Indigenous culture, it's extremely rare to miss a loved one's funeral, especially if you were close to him. And Freda's mother, Barbara, knew something was really wrong by this point and filed a missing persons report with the police in Crow Agency on November 14th. On the day of the funeral, her mother was so concerned she went in and filled out a police report. Now, this is almost 2 months after that first conversation, or the last conversation that someone had with Freda. Now, Freda was 34 years old, so the agency told the family there wasn't much they could do. Since she's an adult, and as far as they knew, no crime had been committed. Isn't that the story? On December 11th of 2016, almost a month later, a second missing persons report was filed after Freda's mother noticed they incorrectly spelled her name because the reports had listed it as Knowsgun, Knowsgun, but the correct spelling is Knowshisgun altogether. And then, of course, we jump into that jurisdictional nightmare that we all love. One of the biggest challenges in Freda's case has been this complex web of jurisdictional issues that plague so many of the Indigenous people. Louise says the Discord link doesn't work. One of the girls will get it. That's why they're so swift. They're good at that. They'll get it for you, darling. Freda's mother experienced this firsthand because as she was trying to fill out this missing persons report, her sister Frances explained she went to Hardin, Montana, and they said she needs to file it at the Crow agency. Then they took it in Crow, but from Crow, they started working with the Bighorn County. Then the FBI gets involved. The problem is that Freda was reported missing in Montana. Now, we all know she disappeared from Washington State. So the last sighting was in Washington, and since her report was filed at the Crow agency, it didn't show up on the Washington State list of missing people. So this creates a notable gap in information. Those monitoring the Washington list might not know about a missing Native woman who was last seen in Kennewick. The FBI has the authority to investigate these serious crimes involving Native Americans on tribal lands. However, the multiple layers of federal, state, and tribal jurisdictional, it's just like a ball of confusion. Hey, Doc, can you... Irish Amy got the Discord server in there. Let us know if it works for you, honey. Hey, Ken, good to see you, darling. Lighting their way home. So happy to see you. So we have the multiple layers of the federal, state, and tribal jurisdictions. It's a nightmare for the family. And from the beginning, her family really felt law enforcement just didn't take the case seriously because she was a 34-year-old woman and her history of addiction and the people she was associating with. So they figured they were just pushing her to the side. Her sister Frances said it seemed like they weren't helping at all because she was hanging with the wrong crowd. So due to this, Freda's lifestyle choices, she wasn't seen as worthy of any search efforts. And you can imagine how that harmed her family and the kids.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness.
I mean, she had 3 small children. So, but this is common, you guys, with Indigenous women, especially. And we've seen it with other cases, but especially Indigenous women and men. So this, regardless of someone's lifestyle, they still deserve the right for people to search for them. We don't care. We do not shame people if they have something with an addiction. Boy, my words, I'm going to take a drink. What do you think, Doc?
I think you need to take a drink.
Oh, love it. Some days it just really comes together.
Yeah.
So the FBI gets involved in the case in 2018. Now, this is, almost 2 years, well, a year and a half, let's say. Their last contact with the family, though, was really odd. So buckle up, guys. They asked the family, do you know what a hot shot is? Explaining that it's a drug that can make people forget who they are, cause amnesia, or delete someone. That's what a hot shot is. Actually, it's more of you put other chemicals in there to delete someone. Now, the FBI never clarified, didn't give any more details about that question. And guess what they heard from the FBI since that time? Crickets. Yep, nothing. So, can you imagine this family is trying to find their loved one? They get this crazy question from the FBI about, do you know what a hot shot is? And then nothing. Nothing. Freda's new friends that she had made when she was in Billings, Montana, they didn't cooperate. Surprise, surprise. In fact, the mother of Freda's roommate even approached Freda's family at a store and told them not to mention the roommate's name to the FBI. And the family learned that the roommate has now moved to California. So, and what's with roommates threatening and then moving? We had this Sunday when we were talking about Catherine Mowry's case.
Yep.
I mean, Lord have mercy, people.
Really makes you want to take on a roommate.
Not
No.
only you, Doc.
No.
Only roommate I've ever had, ever will.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we have to conclude Moo. Not that she really does much, but drive us crazy.
We do?
Yeah, we have to include Moo.
Okay.
It's a law. It's a
right.
law, babe. Sorry. So the family is just frustrated at the progress. They tried conducting their own searches. Her son, Lyrical, and other families even traveled to Kennewick, Washington to retrace Freda's steps. And poor Lyrical, he says he recalls walking through the Walmart near the restrooms and seeing posters of missing people on the walls. None were of his mom. Freda's picture wasn't in sight and she wasn't mentioned anywhere, all because of those jurisdictional issues. So, due to tribe jurisdictional issues, Freda couldn't even be added to the missing persons database in Washington for many years. I think they finally have her there, but it was years before it happened. Because she's now in NamUs. They finally got her put in NamUs. Yay, Louise. I'm glad it worked out for you, sweetie. When the family finally received help in Washington, the security footage, of course, at the Kennewick Walmart was no longer available. Well, because I'll tell you, fella, the reason it was an issue was because they didn't list her as missing from Washington State because she'd been reported missing in Montana. That was the issue, which was dumb. Just dumb.
Nobody did any investigation to say what actually happened.
Yeah.
Where she went missing from.
Yeah, exactly. So with the footage no longer available, the last images of Freda and possibly whoever she was with, they're gone. We have no idea. And of course, Freda's case, this is the larger crisis for Indigenous people. In Montana, they comprise only 6.7% of the population of Montana, but account for 26% of missing persons reports. In some areas, those numbers are even strikingly higher. Native Americans constitute 25% of all missing persons cases, while maybe making up just 7% of the population. And actually, I think those numbers are very, very low because half the time we've had cases where they've misidentified Native and Indigenous people, calling them white or Hispanic. So yeah, those numbers aren't right. So the disparity exists throughout the United States. Washington and Montana are among the states with the highest numbers of missing and murdered Indigenous people. But this longstanding crisis impacts reservations across the country. Canada, communities along the U.S.-Mexican border, and Indigenous populations worldwide. So the challenges are systematic, you guys. We have multiple levels of jurisdiction, create confusion over who's doing what. The poor communication because no one's going to say, hey, Bob, I'm handling this. What are you doing? Lack of resources for investigations, especially on tribal lands. But she didn't disappear from a tribal land. She disappeared from Walmart. Cultural biases that diminish the Indigenous lives, and then the historical trauma and ongoing discrimination, you know? So it's just ugly.
It's amazing to me how technology can, with the way it is today, how that can still be an issue.
Yeah.
I mean, the president of the United States can call Russia within seconds, but you can't call another
State.
That's just amazing to me.
Well, the phone's really heavy.
Yeah.
It's a heavy phone. So Freda Jane Knowshisgun was 5 feet 5 inches tall and weighed between 150 and 160 pounds. She had brown hair and brown eyes. And they said at the time of her disappearance, her hair was waist length. She typically wore it in a ponytail or a bun. And she had several distinct tattoos. The names Lyrical, Trinity, and Mason between her shoulder blades, Mickey Mouse with a basketball on her right calf, a tiger lily and initials on her right shoulder, 2 masks and a banner that said "Knows His Gun" on her upper right arm. She also had a long scar on her right elbow. And they will have numbers for the Bureau of Indian Affairs, the case number, the NamUs number, the FBI number. All of that will be in the description. And it's been 9 years since she disappeared, you guys. Hey, therapist, glad to see ya. So Lyrical graduated from high school without his mom being there. Trinity's about to graduate, and their youngest brother is starting middle school. Their grandmother, hey, Farquhar. So, their grandmother Barbara's raised them with the help from family, including their Aunt Frances, Helen, Latrice, and Uncle Fred. But the children, they don't feel anger toward their mom. And, they only love and have concern and hope that she'll come home. They want her to know they love and miss her. Trinity dreams of her mother returning and wishes she could be there for all the important moments in her life. And we can only imagine. Every year, the family participates in Crow Fair, which just happened in August during the Crow New Year. It's a 5-day event featuring dancing, food. They elect a princess, vendors where families set up teepees on the land. And this August, I think, was the 8th or the 9th year that Freda has missed with her family. And this was a tradition. They have parades and powwows. And if you look on YouTube, it looks like such a fun, beautiful event. But let's talk about some of our other missing people, because this was kind of a short story, so I threw in a couple extra people. Stay alert, you guys could save a life here. Remember these faces when you're out in public, at stores, on transits, anywhere. Stay alert of your surroundings. Put that cell phone down. Human trafficking and missing persons cases happen everywhere, and victims often hide in plain sight. That person you see might be someone's missing family member. Some disappear voluntarily, but end up in a dangerous situation. Others have no choice. So we want to make sure that if you notice something, trust those instincts. If you recognize someone from today's cases or witness something suspicious, contact the authorities immediately. If you can't remember their numbers, 911. Don't assume someone else will call. Your vigilance could save a life. For alternative reporting, we have Crime Stoppers. If for some reason you don't feel comfortable contacting the police, we have an email. It's called tips4trialjunkiesunited@gmail.com. We'll pass the information along. Don't have a problem with it. So let's start. Our first person, this is Cecil Charles Kanotobe. I'm going to butcher the poor man's name. It's Kaniatobe. Kanotobe? He was 58 when he disappeared on April 1st of 2025. He's since had a birthday so he'd be 59. He disappeared from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. He was 5'8", 165 pounds. He has black hair that is graying. He has brown eyes. He has a tattoo on his chest of a skull with wings. And on April 1st of 2025, he was dropped off at a gas station in Oklahoma City by a family member, and he hasn't been seen or heard from since. So the Oklahoma City Police Department, Detective Roy Mitchell, he's assigned to the case. He's urging people to call them at 405-297-1129 and reference the case number 2025-00481-145 or the NamUs number. Thank goodness they have a NamUs number. M as in Michael, P as in Paul, 149046. Now, the next person, this is urgent. This is Darius McDougal. He's 5. He disappeared up in Canada, so he's of the First Nations tribes. He disappeared on September 21st of 2025. He has brown eyes, brown hair. He's 4 foot, unknown weight. He does have autism, and they said that it prevents him from responding to people. He was last seen wearing a blue and gray hoodie and sweats. They were camping. He went for a walk with 6 of the family members, but from my understanding, they were all young kids. No adults were in this group when they went out on their Sunday walk. Within a kilometer of the campsite at Island Lake Campground in southwestern Alberta. That's located about 250 kilometers south of Calgary. But Darius didn't come back with them. Now, the area where he disappeared, he's 5, is described as a combination of thick forests, steep alpine areas with multiple waterways, requiring crews to work shoulder to shoulder to cover the area. Crown Nest Pass RCMP, their number is 403-562-2866, or the Crime Stoppers 1-800-222-8477. And they're pulling out all the stops. They have over 100 volunteers. They have helicopters, dogs. Let's pray they find this little guy, because 5 years old. Okay, and we don't want another tragedy. Now, this is an older case. It's a year old tomorrow. This is Gabrielle Lund, L-U-N-D. She's 25. She disappeared on September 26th of 2024 from Los Angeles, California. She is Native. She's brown. And this is just, I'm stopping in the middle of this just to say, anyone that helps with Indigenous, Native, and posters, if we can find out what tribe they're affiliated with, let's put the information out there. It's only correct. Let's honor them with that if we have it. She has brown eyes, black hair. She's 5'7" and 160 pounds. Last seen wearing a black tank top and black leggings. She traveled from South Dakota to Los Angeles to attend a rehabilitation program and was last seen on August 24th at the Union Rescue Mission in downtown Los Angeles. Nobody's heard from her since. Los Angeles police said call them at 213-996-1800 or 877-527-3247. Let's hopefully somebody finds her. Now, this is Jayla Lynn Gallios. She's 15, and it's a terrible picture of her. On several of the sites I asked, does someone have a better picture of this girl? Because she's 15 years old. She disappeared on September 20th from Colorado Springs, Colorado. She's 5'5", 112 pounds, brown hair, hazel eyes. She was wearing dark clothing, and she carried a red bag. She has tattoos located on her chest. They don't say what it is. Last seen at 10:45 p.m. in the 1000 block of Valkenburg Drive in Colorado Springs. She may be traveling with 2 other juvenile females attempting to reach Mesa County, Colorado. So call the Colorado Springs Police Department at 719-444-7000 if you've seen her. This is also an urgent one. This is they've actually escalated this to what they call a silver alert, which is for an Indigenous person in danger. She has autism and epilepsy. She's without her medication. Her name is Liberty Nicole Salazar. She's 23. She's prone to seizures and can become confused and disoriented. She disappeared on September 18th. She's 5'3", 130 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. She was near 4th Street and East Taro Lane in Phoenix, Arizona. She had on a black shirt, black leggings, and white low-top Converse sneakers. Now, she's lived with autism for a long time, but she would never go without her medication. So that's why they're worried about her. So they said to contact the Phoenix Police Department if anybody spots her at 602-534-2121 or 602-262-6151. Doc will be putting the information in the description. Now, this young lady is actually, her race is white/Hispanic. I don't know if they're saying that because of the immigration issues that we're having these days, trying to make sure people will look for her. She's from Houston, Texas. That's why she's on my list. But even though people don't want to admit it, Hispanic people are Indigenous. I hate to tell you all that. They are Indigenous people to the Americas. So Julianne Alda Suarez, 16. She disappeared on September 15th. Location, Houston, Texas. She was seen at 2 a.m. near the 6600 block of West Farquhar Street. She was last seen leaving with a male in a white SUV. Well, that's not scary.
No, not at all. Oof.
She's 4'11", 92 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. She had on a black crop top sweater with red writing and a tan short skirt. If you have any information, please contact the Missing Persons Unit at 832-394-1840 immediately. We've got to find this young lady. We don't know what's happened to her. I'm just hoping, because we're hearing stories of people telling people they're with ICE and picking up young people and women and harming them. Let's hope this is not the situation, or even worse, that just some pervert is, talking to her. Let's get her found. She's a young child. She needs to be home. And she's 16, but she's so tiny. Okay. So those are our missing people that we have, which I'll later put out on my social media. I also, just a quick update you, I do have in our Discord, I have a sample email and some email addresses for South Dakota. Because last week when we talked with Siska, she talked about how the police chief had, or not him, but his police department had told a Native family they had to wait 72 hours to call in a missing person, which we all know is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to send out letters or emails, I should say. I mean, if you want to send a letter, you can find the address. I put the police chief. I put the city attorney. I got a reporter. I think I even put the mayor's email address. So if you guys can just kind of send out some emails, you don't have to do exactly the one I wrote that I'm sending. It's just a sample. You want to be polite. Just tell them you're a concerned citizen. We don't imply we're from there, but we're a concerned citizen. I've got the letter for Krista's aunt, Karina's aunt that we talked about Sunday. I'm looking up emails for that case to find out why they're not doing more for that cold case. So we'll get on that.
On Sunday, you mean Katrina?
Katrina. I don't know what I said. Do you know what I said?
Karina.
Oh, whoops.
Oops. Yeah, you just left out one consonant.
I'll put that in the Discord server too when I get it all put together. But that's what we do. We try and have what we call a call to action, send out some emails to try and get some attention to these cases. We're always polite. We don't want to be ugly because the people that work with them still have to have a relationship. So we don't want to ruin that. But we want them to know people are watching, people are looking, and we're paying attention. That's the big point. So the disappearance of Freda Jane Knowshisgun represents more than just one missing persons case, you guys. It's a stark reminder of the ongoing crisis facing our Indigenous communities across North America, and actually all over the world with the Indigenous communities. Although Freda struggled with addiction, it does not diminish her life's value or the importance of her disappearance. She was a mother, a daughter, a sister, and a friend. She was loved by many. Her children are growing up without her, and her family deserves some answers. So we're going to keep saying that name, sharing her story, demanding justice for Freda and all missing and murdered Indigenous women. They're not, and men. They're not just numbers. They're loved family members who deserve to come home. Every killer depends on our silence. So don't give it to them. If you know something, you guys speak up, because that wasn't a mannequin. It never is. Someone out there holds the key to this, bringing Freda home to her children. After 9 years of unanswered questions, her family deserves some closure. So contact info will be in our description. And remember, someone knows something. Someone always does. And silence is betrayal. Anybody got any questions? Oh, Julie, that's nice. I love her name. That is a beautiful name, Cherokee Rain. Well, Cherokee Rain, I'm glad you like what we're doing, and we'll keep doing it because that's what we're here for. We're here to tell the stories that nobody else is telling. Yes, the man can get me to giggle. What can I say? Doc's one of a kind, you guys. Everyone should have a doc. Anybody got any questions? Anybody got any stories they want us to look into or tell? Let us know. You want to see Moo up close? I don't even know where she is. Oh, she's in her basket. Moo Moo.
There we go.
There her is. See, she's looking at you. Oh, and I don't have one of those treats, those licky stick things. Or trust me, she'd be right up in the camera.
She'd be going nuts if she's.
Yeah. Oh, my grandpa was Rainwater. Oh, that's a cool name. Irish Amy says hi, Moo. I know, when you don't suspect her, she'll show up. What can I say? That's the Moo. The other three are all hiding. Moo's the one that will at least get on camera once in a while.
She's too busy taking a bath right now.
You're right, Ken. There is no waiting period. And that's why I'm gonna send out my emails, because there isn't one, and they need to get that fixed. And like I said, we have a section in the Discord server called Call to Action. So we got some emails. If you find some other emails you think we should send it to, hey, give it to us. We'll do it. Any cases anyone's thinking of, anything that you got, because on Sundays we do other cases. Thursdays is totally devoted to our Native and Indigenous family members. It's their day. Sunday, we pick up different cases, cold cases, just current things that concern us. Like we had the one on AI, which was talking about young kids losing their life. The therapist, was there with me. Oh, okay. She's got a shortcut. Awesome. Yeah, you're right. Me? Because we're always open. If you know someone that has a story that they want to tell, if they have a missing loved one that's not Native or Indigenous, we do those cases on Sunday. Of course, when I read my missing people, they're pretty much always the Native and Indigenous cases once in a while, like with the young lady here from Houston that I put in. And it's because they're the ones that never get talked about. And that's what we feel we need to do. Sometimes you just know that this is the people you need to be speaking up for. And it's not that we think anybody else is less deserving. The that's kind of who we had the feeling that these are our people. So we're going to talk about them.
So Lazy River made the comment about the FBI not doing something, and sometimes they just don't. Now, it isn't a situation where if the FBI gets involved, they have to be invited, as long as it isn't across state lines.
Not if it's on tribal land.
Okay.
That's a federal thing, so they can do that. But she actually didn't disappear from
tribal land.
From tribal land.
Yeah.
She disappeared from the Walmart. So, but I think they were still able to get involved because she was native, and maybe the Crow agency reached out. I'm not sure. But I kind of agree with Lazy River. It's kind of like you mention a hot shot to this family and then just walk away.
Yeah.
You know something. Somebody knows something. Why aren't they saying anything?
What? Yeah. Why would you say something like that and then just crickets after that? It's just
yeah. And in our Discord server, we do have a special place for Katrina's aunt. Her case where we're putting information. So feel free to go in there and check it out. And if you have any ideas, she's open. Fowler, you're right. A hot shot, they tried to say it might cause amnesia. A hot shot is usually when you're trying to delete someone. That's when you give them a hot shot. Yeah, it's sad. It's just a situation where more people have to be aware. And especially, like I said, if it's a situation where someone has an addiction, it does not make them less worthy of having the attention, because people can get clean and they can clean up their lives and again become an awesome citizen, because she had gone to college. She was a smart woman. She just hung out with the wrong people. It can happen to us. Right now with Katrina's case, we're still waiting on results from the DNA. There have been a couple of things that she shared with us, and I have put them in the Discord server. And so, hey, Ken, that's a good point. But yeah, she's, she wants answers. She wants to find out what happened to her aunt. And I'm sorry, those police are they're sad. She has found out more on this case than they ever had, because it just looks like nobody bothered. Let's see, Sleuthy, you guys, Fowla and Irish Amy, if one of you could find Sleuthy's link. She's going to have a live on Monday or Tuesday on Travis. Oh, she's going to update on Travis Decker.
Okay.
So we know that's going to be important. And you guys can all say goodbye to the Silver Fox Sheriff. But yeah, if someone can find her link, just look up Sleuthy Sweetheart in YouTube and put it in there if you can. I would appreciate it.
I just heard some people losing their mind
because of the Silver Fox Sheriff.
Yeah.
Well, I got my own Silver Fox. I don't need the sheriff. The therapist, is sad. She liked the Silver Fox Sheriff. Thanks, Fowla. I appreciate that, darling. I know some of the other channels are really good at putting up people's links. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm not good at usually if I have a guest, I'm so focused on that Sheriff Yum. I'm so focused on the guests that sometimes I don't get to chat with you guys as much. So that's why I'm kind of taking the opportunity tonight to kind of chit chat with you a little bit while telling Freda's story, because it needs to be told. Sheriff Magic Mike. She did. I saw the picture. Yep. Oh, that's funny. And if any of you can think of a case that you want therapist, and I to chat about, hey, throw it in there. Come into the server. Stop at my Facebook page. My email is guess what? trialjunkiesunited@gmail.com. I made it really difficult. Drop me a line so that we can, have some more conversations. Cause I love having guests, and therapist, is fun, and she might be even funner when she's awake. Poor thing. I should have waited till she'd been home from her travels. But I thought we had a good time. I didn't create no new music today, but I actually do have a new song, but it's going to be for another show, but I'm having fun with that. So when I do, I'll put it out and we'll drop it.
I didn't even get to hear it yet.
I know. Well, I'll make sure you hear it tonight, dear.
All right.
It's just something that's been in my head and I had to get it down. So we got it down. Oh, let's see. I met Bob at therapist. Well, I have the same song that we played earlier. Is going to be at the end, but I'm always creating new songs for things because that's my creativity outlet. I have a lot of fun doing that. And I like to try and make it go with, what we're talking about. So you never know. I do have another one coming out because unfortunately we do have people trying to delete history. They're trying to make history disappear, and it's coming from the administration. They don't want little white kids to feel bad. Get over it. It's history. We learn from history. If you don't learn from history, you're going to repeat it. I'm slowly doing a playlist, darling. I am. I got a few on there.
Yeah, there's two of these songs that some of these songs are really awesome, guys. It's just there's two of them in particular. This one that we're playing tonight, they matter, and then the one Lady Justice. Those two right there. When I hear them, it kind of gives me goosebumps. So it's quite good, guys. It really is.
I love you, Doc. You're awesome. But yeah, so don't ever let anybody try and delete the history. We have to share the stories. There was a lot of history, unfortunately, with the Native and Indigenous communities, because they did pass things down verbally. They told stories, and that's why I like to say I'm the storyteller. We have to pass our history down. We cannot pretend it didn't happen. It doesn't mean we personally did something, because we didn't harm someone, but maybe relatives way, way, way back then. Well, that's on them. It's not on us. I know Fala's rocks. Her and Irish Amy are the rock stars here. Always show my mods the love, you guys. And Lazy River, give them the love, because they work hard, and make sure that we're always respectful of the mods. I stand behind my girls, and Lazy River. He's not a girl, but I stand behind him too. So if you have a story that you want our attention, you know what to do. Get it to us in email, Discord, or Facebook. If you think what we're doing is cool and you appreciate it and you want to buy us a coffee, hey, we'd be grateful. But don't if your funds are limited. I know everybody's having a tough time, but you can support us by watching our videos, sharing them, subscribing, hitting the like button, making a comment. Those algorithms work behind the scenes. YouTube has a mojo that they do. Okay, Chris, I'll look for that. So make sure that I don't want anyone to get themselves in a financial situation. We would appreciate it, but you do what you need to do for you so you can support us in those other ways. So until next time, you guys stay informed. You're rock star. I love the community we're building. We're building a community that cares. Stay compassionate. Seek justice. I love you all. And we're going to see you Sunday for TJU's Sunday night edition. Say goodnight, Doc.
Good night, Doc.
I'll meet you in the kitchen.
All right.
Ciao, everybody. Love you.
Dresses hanging in the wind tonight. Silent witnesses to stories untold. Sisters, mothers, daughters out of sight. Their voices echo, brave and bold. Every face upon the missing wall has a name, a dream, a beating heart. We won't let their memory fall. Each one precious from the start. They matter, every single soul. They matter, we won't let go. Stand up, speak out, don't turn away. Search for justice every day. They matter, and we'll never stop the fight. They matter, every single soul. They matter, we won't let go. Stand up, speak out, don't turn away. Search for justice every day. They matter, and we'll never stop the fight. Indigenous people, strong and free. Women, men, and children too. Your lives have meaning, you belong. We hear your voices call. All lives matter in this sacred space. Every soul within our human race. True seekers, justice, unite. We are family, we'll make this right. We will stand up and join the fight. Fight on! They matter, every single soul. They matter, we won't let go. Stand together, search as one, until every case is done. They matter, and love will light the way. Red dresses dancing in the light, reminding us to never give up the fight. We all matter, we all matter, we all matter. One human family, standing together. Red dresses dancing in the light, reminding us to never give up the fight. We all matter.